Hi guys and welcome to Desi Martini. My name is Zenia and today we have a guest who has made one of one of those anthology films which he would be directing. Well, we are talking about Adeeb Rais, whose film Kali Pili Tales would be releasing on Amazon Mini TV. Hi Adeeb, welcome to Desi Martini.
Hi Zina, how are you?
How are you?
I'm great, I'm excited.
Yes, and thankfully I have not confused your name. I have
It's actually
correctly told your name.
no, you have actually. It's actually Adeeb.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm
Adeeb.
glad you brought it up.
Adeeb. Okay.
Yeah, it's Adeeb. Yeah.
अरे पहले ही बोल देना था ना यार कि अदीब है not आदिब because you know it just gets
मैं इतना used to हो चुका हूँ. Sometimes I'm just like, अच्छा ठीक है, you know, like let it be. Yeah, because my name is something that a lot of people get confused with. So sometimes I'm like, I shall let it be types. But
so
I'm glad you brought it up. Thank you.
Okay. Adeeb, you know, you would be generally in anthologies that are releasing. We see different directors coming together, but for this one, you have 6 films in your kitty, 6 short films that you would be directing, and with some of the best talents that are those who are present in the industry.
Yeah.
So, how did it all come together?
You know, honestly, Zenia, I am also really happy and excited, and now I'm sitting and looking at it all come together, and even I'm like, oh, this has happened, like we did it, you know, because it was, you know, I'm an independent young filmmaker. We started off with this big vision, but now that it's all come together, I mean, it's still feeling a little surreal कि ये manage कर पाए हम लोग. क्योंकि you know, everybody has big dreams, but it's one thing to dream something and then to make it happen is a different thing altogether. I think where I started off, it was very one film at a time. कि पहले एक करो फिर एक और करो, तो we didn't get overwhelmed कि अच्छा 6 films करने हैं, सारे actors को एक साथ लाना है, because that would have kind of become a bigger task and become felt more difficult. We went एक film at a time. तो हमने पहले हरा भरा से स्टार्ट किया with Vinay Soni ma'am. फिर we went to Single Jumka with Shayoti, Priyanshu, and then we went to Sharip's film. So you know, जब एक करते हो तो वो उतना, you know, one step at a time kind of a thing it was. I also, because I was directing all and writing, I wanted to make sure none of the films are repetitive. So again, I spaced them out. I kept rereading the script. I kept getting my team to read it. I kept asking them, is it similar to any of the other films? It shouldn't be, you know. So we invested that much time. We didn't rush through because we knew we're just one team, we're one director. So we shouldn't take too much on the plate and then make a mess out of it. So the trick was to just go one film at a time. Do it aram se, not rush through. Also, that meant we had time to wait for the dates of the actors because they're all busy actors. They're all doing multiple things. So, you know, we had to be a little patient here and there to get those dates for them to do their respective things. But yeah, all ends that ends well.
Yeah, it all took time. It took a lot of reading, writing, rewriting, and rethinking about the concepts. But I believe it's all मतलब पेशेंस का फल सही होगा और वो 20 तारीख को हमें पता चल जाएगा. Fingers crossed. Yes.
Yeah, inshallah.
So you said you started with Hara Bhara, you know, and Hara Bhara is the film that stars Soni Razdan and Vinay Pathak. Yes. So did you get a little jittery while you were working with them or while you were directing them?
So I wouldn't say jittery. Because I mean, so I've got great training from Miss Shabana Azmi because I've directed Shabana ma'am in a short film a couple of years before called Anthology. Yeah, so when you, I mean, Shabana ma'am is the legend. So after working in directing Shabana ma'am, directing is a big word, but after working with ma'am, I think I don't get the jitters now because, you know, I've dealt with an actor of that caliber, that seniority, you know. But yes, because Vanessa and Suni ma'am, I mean, they're the most fun people and the most relaxed people, and they're very, they make you comfortable. They not just make me as a director, they make the entire team comfortable. And you know, there's a very young, bright actor called Kavya Thapar. So Kavya is playing their daughter, and she's just started off her journey. So they were so warm and so supportive that even Kavya didn't take more than 20 seconds to have that chemistry with them because she's playing their daughter. So it was actually more challenging for her to live up to that screen presence that they have, who are two very really senior popular actors. So she also molded herself so quickly because they just make people that comfortable and that warm and that fun people in real life as well. So yeah, it was easy. It was not very jittery at all. It was a very fun, smooth shoot. हंसी मजाक चल रहा था. बहुत बारिश हो रहा था उन 2 दिन में. But other than that, it was a fun shoot and it was a fun film also. So the lines were fun. There was a lot of banter on set, off set. It was great fun actually. That film was just fun.
And that sounds so exciting. So I can only imagine how beautiful the film is going to be, you know. Also, the fact that you said you have also written, you said you have written all the stories. And I believe all the stories is about, different phases of love, different sides of love and relationship.
Yeah.
So you, as a young director, how did you come up with so many things together? How did you weave it together? As the writer and as the director.
Yeah. So as when we started working on the series, of course we knew one binding element is the taxi, the Kali Pili taxi, that is common to all 6 films. So all 6 films ends with the Kali Pili taxi. So that is one metaphor that is common to all 6 films. But I knew besides that one common element, there has to be something more. If a team works so hard to put something together, a crew, there's so much money, there's energy involved, it should go into telling a story that creates some kind of impact or that makes people think about something, ideally. So when we were putting in so much effort, I was like, each film should at least bring some, if not change, but at least start a conversation about something that needs to be talked about. And as a young progressive Indian, I know our society still has a lot of things that need to be updated. We still have a lot of these old concepts of love, of family, of what is right, what is wrong. We have many boxes, unnecessary boxes that just complicate our life, and that also, no one's happy in those boxes. I don't understand why they're there. So I was like, through this anthology, we should break those boxes. We should question some of these old stereotypes that are associated with family, that are associated to love, that are associated with marriage. Because love is love, and love has no rights and wrongs, and they're not meant to be so many barriers. So that's what what the series is about. It's about questioning some of these old school thoughts that serve no purpose at all. And that's what as a writer I was aiming at. And there are much more than 6 topics that could have been covered, obviously. There are still so many things that we need to update in our society and work on. So 6 was the 6 that I picked were the ones that I resonate strongly with, or that I just got excited as a writer to kind of develop. But there are ample amount of topics that need to be discussed and brought to the forefront, even in this area of love and relationships.
So hopefully there would be a Kali Pili Tales too, where you delve into some other topics as well.
That depends a lot on the response to the first one, and also I think. I don't know. I haven't thought about Kali Pili too, honestly, because I'm just like, right now I just want to enjoy the first. I mean, this coming out. Yeah. It's like just want to see the response to all 6 films and stuff. Yeah, that's my focus right
now. Yeah. Also, Adeeb. Also, Adeeb. Yes. Yeah. Adeeb, during the round table, yesterday, you had said that you started developing this story back in 2018. So, did you shoot the series during the pandemic, or did the shoot start well before it, but it fell into the pandemic somehow?
Yeah. No, so it started before the pandemic, just couple of months before the pandemic. Then we had the pandemic. and then we finished the shoot post the lockdown, the first lockdown in the May, June, July वाला जो lockdown था. So we resumed shooting in September last year. So yeah, so we started, and then the pandemic did happen, and there was a bit of a halt, and then we carried forward. But yeah, I mean, the pandemic is something we've all kind of have to deal with. So it's just the yeah.
But also, you know, when the fell, was there any change that you felt need to be incorporated with any of the stories?
Yes.
Because, you know, yeah.
Yeah. So there were two things. So two scripts were not fully done, and I wrote them in the pandemic. And the challenging part were the two films that were left script-wise were the two fun films. So I remember because the pandemic was a big deal and we were all so anxious and we were all dealing with so much mental stress, even if it was at a subtle level, but there was anxiety and there was like, you know, there was this uncertainty, it was absorbing so much. And here I was left with the two fun films to write. So I was like, abhi, is brain space mein main ye do fun films kaise likhunga? But slowly, I think I just, you know, cut off from what was happening, really got into it. And the films helped me deal with the stress of the lockdown, you know, because I went into a different world. So actually, though initially I was struggling to write those two films, later they kind of helped me bounce back mentally. You know, I think I share my scripts with my team. So they read it. We were working through Zoom and through WhatsApp chats and all of that. So I shared the scripts with them, and they were like, okay, so this is actually working. So, you know, I realized that, I mean, maybe, I don't know, something clicked. Maybe I just had enough of time to work on them, or maybe I put in more effort because I was making sure that I'm in a certain space. I don't know, but the scripts also turned out fine. And yeah, I think in general, what the pandemic just, as creative people, I think we all have absorbed a lot and we've grown as people. And I'm sure after pandemic, I became a better person. So automatically, I think it's going to lead into being a better filmmaker. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we will have to see this when Kali Pili Tales it comes out. Whenever I say tales, it's generally like come out, but then it's also one film. It gets very confusing with the.
Yeah.
But when Kali Pili Tale comes out, then we'll get to see the nuances that you had introduced because of the pandemic. Now, finally, last question, Adeeb. One word for each of the stories. One word that can define each of the 6 stories that are there in Kali Pili Tales.
Okay. Okay, so which one should I start with? I'll start.
Hara Bhara, because you started shooting with that.
Hara Bhara, one word would be warm. So warm, sweet film. So warm for Hara Bhara. Then I think we go in for which one? You give me the names if you know the names, so that will be easier.
You do this on the like how you shot the films. You
the
can
first film, Hara Bhara, warm. Second film, Jhumka. Single Jhumka, the second film with Shayoni. Single Jhumka, one word is Marine Drive. Because there's a sequence at Marine Drive and it's very important to the story. So, Single Jhumka, Marine Drive. Third film which we shot was Fish Fry or Coffee. Fish Fry or Coffee, first word that comes to my mind is sunset. Because it's about closure and there's a beautiful sunset scene also. So the sunset scene is my favorite scene from that film. And the film is about the end of a phase and the start of a new one. So sunset for Fish Fry or Coffee.
Okay.
The fourth film we shot was Loose Ends with Gauhar Khan. This was post-pandemic, post-lockdown. Pandemic to abhi bhi chal raha hai, post-lockdown. Loose Ends, one word is intense, I think is the word that comes in, because it's a very very emotional story and a subject which is very complicated. Very complicated for a 30-minute film. So it's an intense film and intense in a very emotional way. So intense would be my word for Losers. Uh, the next film that we shot was Marriage 2.0. Marriage 2.0 is a film on marriage and the new age marriage, and it stars Manvi Gagru and Hussain Dalal. And I think one word to describe Marriage 2.0 would be new age, because it's completely a new take on the concept of marriage and questions certain do's and don'ts of marriage and whether they should exist, they shouldn't. I mean, we're not taking a stand, but we're asking the questions for sure. So, Marriage 2.0 would definitely be new age. And the last film that we shot was the film that I actually am acting in as well. It's called Love in Tadoba. Love in Tadoba is set in this tiger reserve in Tadoba. And one word to describe Love in Tadoba would be Choti Madhu. Choti Madhu is the name of the tiger that we have in the film. So we have a tiger in the film who makes a little appearance because we go to see the tiger in the film, and we were lucky enough to spot one and have her in the film. So Choti Madhu is that one word I would associate with Love in Tadoba.
Okay, I said this was the last question, but since you have been acting in the one of the shots, so and that also has a tiger in it, Choti Madhu, I have to ask you, why did you decide to act as well?
So I have dabbled a little in acting. I haven't done it as much as I've directed. It's something relatively new to me. But I like exploring acting as well. And the couple of times I've done it, people have liked me, so I got some more confidence to do a little more. And you know, with acting and directing, it's always very organic. When we're writing something, if my face comes into my head, okay. If otherwise, I mean, it's not me. It's never a very strategized thing. Again, when we were doing these 6 films, there was one film that we were developing, which was young, which was fun, which had to be a little more, have a fresher cast. And when we started developing the story, that's Love in Tadoba's story, when I was writing Ankit's character, automatically I think something resonated with me and my face, and I was like, "ठीक है, ये वाला मैं ही कर लेता हूँ," kind of a thing. And it's a character that's not me at all. So please don't, when you see the film, think it's me, because he's cracked, he's really out there, which I don't think I am in real life. But yeah, so that's how I did that film, and that was the last film we shot. So by then all the other films were done, the stress was out, all the actors, dates, ye wo sab ho chuka tha. It's me and this lovely actor called Inayat Sood, who was in De De Pyar De as Ajay Devgan and Tapu's daughter. And it both of us, and it's a young, fun story. And my entire crew, we went to Tadoba, we shot there, it was a tiger safari, we got the tiger also in the film. So it was a great film, it was a great fun film to shoot. And yeah.
Hopefully that fun would be translated as well when we see it, because the way you have been talking about the film, I am quite excited, and I'm pretty sure others would be excited too. But thank you so much, Adeeb. And I think I messed up with my intro. I should have said that today we have with us the multi-talented, the multitasker, the writer, director, and actor, Adeeb. Yes, thank you so much, Adeeb.
Thank you, Zinia. Thank you. Please tell me what you think of the films, and I'm eager to know which one is your favorite.
Sure, I would be watching it, I'd be reviewing it, and I'd be letting everyone know which one is my favorite amongst all the 6. But yes, also best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, best of luck for Kali Pili Dates.
Thank you. Thank you.